Beware, prepare, it's dangerous. They'll linger in the dark. Climb from below. Temples and tombs will fall down. Explore the realms. What is meant to be, take it all. Obey, hear the voice of God. And the best come to your sacred land. Make way to the afterlife. What was once your palace, now your grave. Awaken your soul. Dive and devour the Red Sea. Take control and drown the enemies. Across the vast wild desert. Move your feet along to the rhythm of the sand. Rise and sharpen up your spear. Aim your bow, make them bow down in fear. Chaos and new beginnings. Find your destiny and the magic and the omen of the mind.
Hey, to have peace, yes, Lord, there must be strife. I already see the end of life. I accepted death, my eyes are open. I read and told them there's a light. Eternal life awaits me, yes. No one can dare deny me. Yeah. I'll gladly give my life. All my people can my kingdom point the way. Death is small price to pay. To God to pray every day. To the promised land, I understand the higher, the highest height. And the lower, the lowest depths. I'm not afraid of my last breath. Life is nothing but a test. May the gods only know what's next.
Alarms, hear the voice of God, and the best come to your sacred land. Make way to the afterlife. What was your palace, now your grave. Awaken your soul. Dive and devour the Red Sea. Take control and drown the enemies. Across the vast wild desert. Move your feet along to the rhythm of the sand. Rise and sharpen up your spear. Aim your bow, make them bow down in fear. Chaos and new beginnings. Find your destiny and the magic and the omen of the mind.
My eyes are open, eternal morning. The crown is golden. I have been chosen. My eyes are open, eternal morning. The crown is golden. I have been chosen.
Awaken your soul. Dive and devour the Red Sea. Take control and drown the enemies. Across the vast wild desert. Move your feet along to the rhythm of the sand. Rise and sharpen up your spear. Aim your bow, make them bow down in fear. Chaos and new beginnings. Find your destiny and the magic and the omen of the mind. Wake up, sundown, creatures and gods around. Beware, prepare, it's dangerous. They'll linger in the dark. Climb from below. Temples and tombs will fall down. Explore the realms. What is meant to be, take it all. Obey, hear the voice of God, and the best come to your sacred land. Make way to the afterlife. What was once your palace, now your grave. Awaken your soul. Dive and devour the Red Sea. Take control and drown the enemies. Across the vast wild desert. Move your feet along to the rhythm of the sand. Rise and sharpen up your spear. Aim your bow, make them bow down in fear. Chaos and new beginnings. Find your destiny and the magic and the omen of the mind.
Hey, to have peace, yes, Lord, there must be strife. I already see the end of life. I accepted death, my eyes are open. I read and told them there's a light. Eternal life awaits me, yes. No one can dare deny me. Yeah. I'll gladly give my life. All my people can my kingdom point the way. Death is small price to pay. To God to pray every day. To the promised land, I understand the higher, the highest height. And the lower, the lowest depths. I'm not afraid of my last breath. Life is nothing but a test. May the gods only know what's next.
What is going on? Governor's Chiscool here, and today we're casting Ark of Osiris League, and we're here in the finals. We've got JST versus 93T. Now, people weren't expecting this to be what the finals were going to look like. People were expecting 1v were going to advance all the way to the finals. And yet, 93T, of all kingdoms, the one, I mean, at what point do we stop calling them an underdog? Kingdom 93 takes them out and now advances to the finals, which is what we get to watch today, which is incredibly exciting. So if we get a look here at the playoffs lineup, you can see that 93T beat the former champion, that is 1v. And this was a big win for 93T because not only have they dethroned the previous champion, but now they've got a shot at taking out another former champion, JST. Now, if we look at the history of 93T's matches, you know, we got good news, bad news here. Good news is we're seeing some diversity in who is rising up in the realm of Horus. Bad news is, if you're a fan of 93T, they already lost to JST in the group stage playoffs. So will we see a repeat of that performance, or has 93T transformed in a way such that they're going to bring the heat and JST isn't going to expect it? It's hard to say what's going to unfold. If we look at the other side of the bracket, JST has had an undefeated entry up until this time. And having fought against 365 in the open field before, I can tell you, those players are packed to the gills with all the things they need to do to hit as hard as possible. So who do you think is going to win this matchup? Is it going to be JST or is it going to be 93T? And what do you think the point differential is going to be? Now remember, this is a 3-round final. Best 2 out of 3 becomes the winner. So not only do we have the battle happening momentarily, but also we'll have battling for round 2 and round 3 coming up. As a reminder to those of you that are probably already saying this in the chat, the stream is on a very heavy delay. So I am casting in real time, although you're seeing it on a strong delay, so that we can maintain the competitive integrity of the skills that players have chosen and also the places that they've deployed them. Because a part of the reason that this upset was possible is because of the new vision system. The ability to hide in the shadows and not be seen, as it turns out, really is shaking things up. This, however, is just the realm of Horus. Simultaneously on the channel, several things are being cast, including the, let's see here, I believe the realm of Anubis is at 15 UTC. However, at this exact time, the realm of Bastet is being cast. And also the realm of Sobek is being cast. So very exciting championship matches happening with your esteemed crew of casters, including myself, that's Chisquil Gaming. You've got Dragothian, and you've also got Plato. Now, I'm going to jump into the match in just a moment. We're actually waiting the, I think, additional minute we need here for that match to fire up. And then once it does, I'll pull that up, we'll jump in, and we'll get started with the action. Again, what do you think the final score is going to be? The last time these two played, I can pull up that number again, it was 39,122 to 28,189. If I were betting on this, I would say that it's probably going to be a closer score than that this time around. But it's really hard to say. Now, whoever wins here in the best 2 out of 3, all the teams in all the realms that do that, they win, will advance to the grand finals, which is pretty exciting. That'll be coming up later down the road. But for now, I believe we've just flipped over to where I can enter the match. It does look like that is true. So we're just going to get that set up, jump into the match, and get all the action started. We've just entered that window where folks can teleport into the match if they are playing the matchup. So I'm just now getting this set up, and we'll be there in just a moment. I am solo casting along with my other casters today. Each of these different matches is getting coverage, and I think the advantage of that is more games get covered. The obvious disadvantage is that it's a little bit tricky to solo cast when compared to group casting, especially with a delay. So I don't even have the chat to watch my back if I'm missing out on some particular piece of action. So this time, we'll watch the arc a good bit more closely, okay? No secret arc grabs. We'll watch it. Okay, here we go. We're in the match now, and I can bring you in with me. Let's get this started. Here we go. The match begins in 1 minute and 45 seconds. 56.7% think that JST is going to win. And hey, look, if history is any indicator, they already beat this team. So they might have their number. Meanwhile, you've got 93T. Always the underdog. Always the underdog. 43.3% voting rating with Oryx. Voting with your Oryx. Now, interestingly here, it looks like 93T actually has more KVK wins on their banner than JST does. So this is going to be really exciting. There's just no way around it. This matchup is going to be nuts. And there's a bunch of people here I recognize, including players that were with me all the way back in Kingdom 51 back in the day. So it's just really exciting to see this evolution of their journey as well. So a lot at stake here. Your alliance's name on the trophy in the Temple of Osiris area if you win. Woo. But you've got to win 2 out of 3. And to get to 2 out of 3, it starts with 1 win at a time. This battle begins in 10 seconds for that first win. 1 step toward having your name on display. Here we go. And the match begins. Battle begins. The opener for JST. Fast-moving cavalry. That does not look like low-tier cavalry to me. So I am a little bit surprised we're not seeing tier 1s there. We turn off the simplify graphics. You can see these are the T1s. I wonder if this is an error. Probably not. Teams at this level of play don't make those kinds of mistakes. Meanwhile, on the other side, fast start for 93T. They're on the road. Hidden sentries being deployed. We can catch that 93 location of their sentry, watching the left side of the map by the Shrine of War, so they're trying to get vision onto the attack to their desert altar. Okay. Mirror captures here for both sides. The outposts have both flipped. They're on their way. Boom. Obelisk. Okay. 93T with the first ob grab. Yeah, see I knew this was a mistake when I saw it. Or, I mean, okay. I mean, is it a mistake? Maybe it's intentional. Maybe they don't care about those couple seconds on this obelisk. Maybe they care more about, nope, making sure it can't get captured. That's not it. So what are they up to? Obelisk for 93T first as well. Okay. I mean, 93T is not fooling around. They're here to get the win. And they're here to get that underdog victory. This is what they do best. Now let's look around the map. Taking advantage of the fact that we have vision to all locations, you can see here, okay, you know, what does this team see? Well, if, in fact, they can see these blue lines, it'd be pretty telling, but they really can't. They really can't see all the blue lines. So Now and only now, because of the sentry, does 93T have vision to this attack that's incoming. And that is something I love about this game mode. 3 rallies on their way in. Boom, boom, boom. Joan Prime in each one of them. You know, Joan Prime seems to be the popular choice here. Look at that. 3 rallies on both sides. So, Obelisk Rally meta, still a thing. But Outpost rallies now added on to that. Okay. 10 rallies in total. Everybody rallies everything. Exciting. And the Desert Altar. Here we go. First blood about to happen. Looking to the other altar. Same story. Getting into position. You know, it's funny how much march speed matters here. It's the difference between being on an offensive position or a defensive position. But, hello. Obelisk Rally, getting run down. It's an opportunity. Justinian is very powerful, but I don't think it's going to be enough here to get the job done. A little bit of backline action going on over here. Not exactly sure why. Aha, they're looking for captains. Now, I mean, even though we found a captain, his march will be sacrifice here. And if we look at the numbers, I mean, does 93T just have the numbers here? Combat unfolds. Who is going to get the win for the first cap on the Desert Altar? We've got 50 seconds before we'll know for sure. The garrison captain chilling in the back over here, under a little bit of pressure. I guess chilling was not the right way to describe it. Being forced to run around the back. And here we've got a Xeno captain, 93T, going with the old school cool Xeno. You know, I've always said that healing has a special place in Ark of Osiris. The problem is infantry. Infantry are so slow. You wouldn't normally run a march like that all the way downfield, especially just to get a little sad-faced trip back home. But on the topic of sad-faced trips back home, they're letting that garrison captain march live, and I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because 93 just kind of feels like, hey, we got the numbers over here. Here we go. All constructions now unshielded. Boom. Boom. Okay. Big changes. Looks like the Shrine of Life is here for for JST, and JST is able to now swing an attack in another direction. That attack is coming to the Desert Altar. A surprising choice that they're going for the Shrine of Life, but maybe they kind of feel, you know, it's better we get some points rather than not. So why not go for the Shrine of Life? Lock in some first capture points if we can. And that's better than contesting an altar where we're probably not going to get first capture. Of course, you've got 93T going all in on first capture opportunities over here. In fact, they're about to lose that first capture opportunity. Boom! Somebody got in the garrison. They need a captain desperately. Zhuge Liang, their next best option, based on what they've got to field. Joan Prime now the captain. It's a scramble to get stability at the Desert Altar. Swarm is doing work on Joan Prime. She's not built for this. It is a scramble. Captain after captain after captain. Henry now chilling in the garrison. Not an ideal candidate to defend a structure, but this is where we're at. Big contention underway here. I don't think that 93 is going to be able to stabilize in this position. Certainly not without their Xeno. There goes the garrison and those first capture points along with it. Meanwhile, a minute 15 for the first capture down at the Shrine of Life. Swarm is in, but is it enough? JST is looking remarkably strong, and they may be doing exactly what I was suggesting. which is going for the first capture points on a building that's more achievable than the altar. They're 45 seconds away. I think these first capture points will go to JST, although we can't say they're locked in until they're locked in. We've now got, let's see here, for the first occupation, 400 points on the line. And it looks like JST is abandoning their first capture opportunity. Oh, wow, they're going to the middle prematurely. I mean, look, they know if it's premature or not. I think it's premature. Is there enough health on this garrison? Hey, chat, if they lose the match by 400 points, we know what happened. But they actually pull it off. Unbelievably, they capture the shrine, and they were able to send all these marches to make their way home, to get refreshed, and go into the middle. I am actually astonished with the level of precision with which that play was executed. That was impressive. I can tell you now, I would have left a few folks behind to give a little bit of coverage there, but they did it exactly right. And they scored that building, and then they lost it, but they got the first capture points. Okay. Very impressive. So although the scoreboard doesn't reflect it yet, soon we'll see those first capture points reflected in the total. And it's going to be looking pretty good for JST. Now, hey, look, 400 points ain't much. But remember, it's a 400-point swing. That's 400 points you got. And that's 400 points your enemy didn't get. It's a big deal. So now, folks go to the middle. What is this mid-fight going to look like? JST, Total Vision. Hidden Sentry for JST. Dust Up, activated for 93. Oh, wow. Sentry down. This is going to be exciting. This mid-fight is extremely telling in how the rest of the match is going to go. Looks like 93 might be moving in. They back off. A quick glance around the map. Rally in on the desert altar. It's getting swarmed, but JST committing a lot of marches to that. Altar stabilizes. Shrine of War under pressure. JST on offense, back to the middle. Still hasn't started. Okay. Okay. We're waiting for the mid-fight. Shrine of Life. Looking to get this thing for free, and they just might get it. With a couple marches, it's possible they'll get the Shrine of Life here. That would give them 5% march speed and health, which would be pretty big for this mid-brawl, which is about to happen. We've got to keep our eyes glued to mid now. Even though, you know, we want to look around and see what's going on here, okay? So what happens? Total Vision for 93T. Now it begins. Dust Up for JST. Mirror plays by both teams here. Big brawl. Whomever wins this is signaling to the world that they are the stronger fielding team. However, JST has picked up a Shrine of Life. JST has picked up an altar. They could be going for a building-based gameplay here. I don't know if that's the right play, but if you're going to do it, the first arc is worth the least points, so it seems reasonable. That's a lot of JST sad faces. We zoom out to see the sad faces better. Gosh, I mean, if they aren't going every which way, it's hard to say. I mean, this is how you can tell who's winning or losing. I think JST is in trouble here in the mid-fight. I think JST might be in trouble. It's hard to say. 93T is showing up, and they mean business. Arc. Looking to move. New carrier, 93T. And this map, folks, it's red. 93T with the first Arc carry in your Arc of Osiris League finals. You know they've got to be cheering in their voice call, but if they're smart, they know it's not over until the Arc is safely tucked away. They won their last match by yoinking an Arc, so let's see if 93T can offer enough protection to this Arc carrier to actually bring it to safety. This is a moment of great vulnerability. Why? Well, you've got a bunch of surviving 93 marches that are all weak, and you're going to have a bunch of full health marches coming in from JST to bring the pain. So will this work? Will they be able to lock in these points? JST already moving in on their position. Closing in on the desert altar and looking to attack the carrier. March by march, they're slowing down this carrier. This is exactly what JST needs to do. If JST can just slow the carrier, hello, everybody is leaving the Arc. Paging 93. Paging 93, your Arc is waiting. I assume they've got a carrier. Maybe it's Mr. Moo. Yeah, Mr. Moo's going for the Arc. They know what they're doing, but like, I guess because they have this vision, they can see that this is safe, but does anyone else feel like this is really risky? Am I the only one who thinks this carrier is extraordinarily vulnerable right now? Am I crazy? Or do I feel like it's correct to say that no Arc is safe these days until it's actually scored? 93. Another sentry, but not even on this side of the map. 93 is already casting their gaze to the opposite side of the map. I find that surprising because I would be so anxious about this single escort on the carrier. Oh no. I mean, hey, look, there it is. Joker strike. Moving in on the Arc. They break free from the defensive blockers. And they're on top of that Arc right away. Boom. Arc carrier surrenders to his fate. Now they run. They can't run from this. With the extra damage taken and march speed reduction, that carrier will fall. So then the question becomes, where is the rest of JST? And unfortunately for JST, they're not here. Now, I'm not sure why they didn't commit to snatching this Arc, but if there were ever an opportunity to snatch an Arc, it doesn't seem more free than this. Maybe it's that they committed to other places and they really got tied up. Maybe. But it feels like there was an opportunity here for this practically unescorted Arc to have been yoinked. And that opportunity was missed. Wow. So what has JST accomplished in this time where they could have gone for the Arc? And the weird thing is that the answer is nothing. Nothing has been accomplished. The board is even. In fact, technically, there's one outpost favoring 93T. So this is definitely a weird one for JST. This is looking really good if you're 93. Pardon me. The gamble that 93 took by not escorting their Arc is paying off in terms of buildings. Obelisk flips temporarily. You've got some backline disruption here. Really getting the job done. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Carrier. No, no. No. Could this... What are they doing? Oh my goodness. Tell me there's troops in this obelisk. If this obelisk is empty, then this player just completely missed their opportunity to score this arc. Tell me there's troops in this obelisk. How can I get the answer for this? I need to scout this building right now. Oh my god. Wait, go in the obelisk. Tap the obelisk, please. I just need to know. I need to know if you could have just scored the arc but didn't. Please. Just tap it. Maybe they know. Maybe they know there's troops in there. Oh my gosh. He's going for the arc. Tell me there's troops in there, please. It's too late now for these shenanigans. There was a window of opportunity where maybe this obelisk was empty. It probably wasn't. But we'll never know. Only 93 will know, and JST will know. Battling in on this carrier. 3 altars to JST. 2 shrines of life for 93. Carrier's down. I don't know what they think they're accomplishing here. I guess just making 93T sweat a little? I'm just not sure. Why commit to this position just to goof off a little bit? I don't understand it. Let's look around. Rallies in. JST, Tariq ibn Ziyad. But where's it going? Oh, okay. Kind of a weird path. I guess it went all the way to the right because there were people already swarming. In a situation like this, you might consider pulling all your troops off the shrine to let the rally start to do counterattack and normal attack damage to the garrison. Shrine of War in some trouble. Rally has done its job. You know, there were folks swarming the rally. I feel like they should have swarmed the field marches. Now there's no field left for 93. Well, no field, very little field. Pocahontas, the only remaining warrior. Good reinforcement there to the Shrine of War. Wow, that was timely. 93 arriving just in time on those reinforcements. Now, hey, look, if we look at the overall position here, once that arc is scored, okay, we'll have a lead for 93. But until that time, it's a 2,000 point lead exactly for JST. So this is still an extremely close game. And if we look at the structure points here, 600 points per minute to 440, 93's got to answer that. They've got to answer that. They need to find some stability here. And there it is. They even up the structures. Vision. Down. To the other side of the map. 3 altars for 93. Wow. This is looking really good for 93. Especially considering the last time they were in this matchup, they lost. Here we are at the desert altar now. Under some pressure, but those swarmers are getting whittled away. Also, another obelisk poke. I mean, every time this happens, I feel obligated to kind of look at it. 93 is just kind of constantly asking the question, are you paying enough attention? And I'm looking at this obelisk and like, are they paying attention? Okay, someone is. Joker strike. says, all right, bub, I'm going back. I'm going to take this thing. Thank you very much. Nice try. No free teleports for you. But they are disrupting the continuous occupation score of 20 points per minute every time that they do that. So every time they score one of those, it's somewhere between 60 and 80 points that they've just stolen from JST in their final score. It's significant. It adds up. They've done that at least 2 or 3 times. Somewhere between 160 to 240 points. Maybe it's more like 3 minutes of disruption, but either way, you know, it's point disruption nonetheless. For the cost of 1 march running around the back, that ain't bad. That really ain't bad. Rally, unsupported. Osno, the rally leader. In the last KVK I was in with them, they pulled down 7 billion kill points. Kind of crazy. But, of course, an unsupported rally is not going to get very far. 3 altars for 93. Scoreboard. 10,900 to 9,161. Arc. Chilling. 344 on the arc timer. What will happen? Shrine of Life. Well defended. Desert Altar. Swarm incoming. Looks like that rally, you know, it feels smart to leave a rally low health because all the troops can't go back home and swing back out. But when, you know, a dozen enemies are on your doorstep, you actually just need to finish the rally because now they've given that rally fresh life with the reinforcement opportunities they allowed. So while at first blush, the idea of leaving a rally low health is very good, when your enemy's about to walk up with a bunch of marches, it could be bad. In this case, hey, look, it's working out just fine for 93, so it doesn't matter. But I mentioned this more for folks that are watching and wondering, like, wait, why was that rally left low health? Oh, the reason is that there's half a dozen marches or more in there. You don't want them to be able to go home and bring out fresh marches. Wait a minute. I said this was working out. Is it working out? This might be working out more for 93. Who? Okay, there we go. I think 93 has stabilized. It's really kind of hard to say. Every time I feel like, oh, it's stable, then it isn't. I think they've stabilized. But JST's got a great offensive push going here. I don't think they've got enough gas to actually score this thing. Good defense from JST on their Desert Altar. Looks like they could use a captain, however. Henry is not the captain you're looking for. Sky Altar. Sitting on red. And here comes reinforcements for JST. Arc has been captured. It's almost a 2,000 point lead now for 93T. More folks from JST arriving to mix things up. You know, every time I think, the building's fine, I look a little this way or that way, and here comes more troops. It's hard to say. I think JST could grab this one. Rally is swarmed out. But here comes a new swarm. Does 93T have enough gas to protect against this swarm? Looks like there is some good reinforcements here. Pawpaw rally on the way. Henry Zhuge Liang. If I'm not mistaken, Pawpaw is an old school player, been around a long time. Formerly, I believe, from C9N back in the day. Big swarm from JST with more troops arriving to contribute. 5 minutes and 45 seconds till arc. Sky Altar holding on by a thread, but this offensive is too much. Flips over to JST, and I would say here, the timing of this is really good for JST. Rally in. Shrine of War. Big damage. Good reinforcements here. Might save this thing. Tariq ibn Ziyad with Sargon's a big damage rally. I actually really like this choice personally. My experience with Pakal is that while it's tempting to do because of the anti-swarm value, it's too little damage from a Pakal to actually cap a garrison. So I think it's far more preferable to get that big damage from Sargon, even if it gets swarmed out unfavorably. And on the topic of unfavorable, this position for 93 is pretty unfavorable. Look at how much JST has already made their way to the middle. Look at that. Do they care that 93 is not here yet? I don't know that they do. I mean, look, you have options here, right? So if you attack in, yeah, you win because you have more numbers and you push their position a little bit. But what's the value? At 3 minutes and 30 seconds till arc spawn, the troops come back. So your enemy gets fresh troops to the mid-fight, and you've got weakened troops. So even if you have a dominant position, attacking too soon is not the win. That's just not the way you do it. Now, did they know that they had such an advantage? I don't think they did. I don't think they realized how big their advantage was. And I don't understand this arc, this vision sentry placement at the temple area. That to me is a little confusing. I don't quite understand that. I would have put it like here, so that at least you really see vision to their side. Maybe there's something I don't know that they're going for. I mean, even 93 did the same thing. So I wonder what they are both deciding that they're going for here. JST sees, oh, hey, our sentry sees their sentry. I'm taking out that sentry. They move in. Santi knocks down the sentry. So people I see in the chat on a very long delay are wondering why we were watching the arc earlier. Because literally the reason 93 is here is because they stole the arc from a fully 100% what we believe to be a safe position. So I totally get that people are like, why look at the arc? Because literally the way that 93 made it to the finals is by stealing an arc that everybody thought was safe. So now, 1 minute and 10 seconds till the arc spawns in. Somebody's caught out here. 93 shifting their position. Total vision, active. To the death for 93. And for JST. All right, they're both all in on this arc. Both teams full send with to the death. This is how you know they're both fully committed to this arc. Now, 93 does have an extra Shrine of Life. 5% March Speed, 5% health. That's nice. But I don't know. When I look at this, I see a lot of blue. 93T with the first arc pickup. Arc is down, but if they did their job, they moved it ever so slightly to the 93 side of the map. The battle condensing slightly to the north now. JST moving the arc back toward their side. Star is the carrier. Star is down. But this looks, as I said earlier, like a JST W for this arc. Wow. That was fast and decisive. JST taking the second arc. Now, like I was saying earlier, we're gonna watch the arc this time. It's funny as a caster. You get a lot of criticism. When you're looking at the arc, people are like, why are you looking at the arc? Nothing's gonna happen. Then when you don't look at the arc and something happens, everyone's like, why weren't you looking at the arc? Obviously, you should have been looking at the arc. This is, by the way, the sort of value of when we are able to have multiple casters. It's easier to watch all the places at all the times. However, we need to watch the carrier. Why do we need to watch the carrier, chat? Because last time, 93T had a huge upset win against the previous former champion, taking down an arc that was safe. You can't see I'm doing air quotes, but like, am I the only one who now thinks this is insane that this arc carrier has no escort? Oh man, I'm gonna lose my mind. 93T moving in. JST looking to cut off the route to the carrier. Except the one right through the middle. You know, except this wide open route. That, okay, nobody's taking it. Okay, that's true for now. For now. 93 trying to move in on the carrier. The carrier actually going straight to the outpost. This is a really, really risky place to take the arc. A 1 March escort from Joker Strike. Oh no! There it is! This is all it takes. 2 marches break through the line. Carrier redirecting. And redirecting again. They don't know where to go. Oh my gosh. The wingman for the carrier. Changing directions. Too late. Boom. He's on the carrier. This is how it happens. Ralph coming in to support. Carrier panicking. They turn around. Why was he going to the outpost to begin with is a mystery to me. Carrier down. There's not enough protection on the arc. Everybody wants to pick it up. More support for 93. The arc is moving to the 93 side of the map. Why are you looking at the carrier, chat asks. This is why we watch the carrier. More 93 on their way to the arc. This arc is anything but safe. 93 breaking through the picket line created by JST and big rally in on the Shrine of War with a swarm. This is like deja vu. It's like we're watching the 1v match all over again. Have we learned nothing? Have we learned nothing? Oh my gosh. It's anybody's arc. JST is hugely advantaged from this position. But now it's anybody's arc. 93, a brief carry. It drops. JST sending everything they have to the arc. 93 sending everything they have to the arc as well. Oh my gosh. That's a repeat of last week. Unbelievable. 93 is sitting on an opportunity to do this again. Oh my gosh. 93 be like, hey, so 93, how you take down the champion last time? You know, they thought they had the arc safe, so we just took it from them. And so then JST escorted the arc with one march, and then here we are. Now look, JST may still win this arc, but the fact that this is even happening is unbelievable. I feel like JST's got the advantage here now, though. I feel like they've got the advantage now. Maybe they're stabilizing, right? It's on their side of the map. How much more 93T could really arrive to this position to support it? They're disadvantaged. I actually think JST might have this now. I think they've got it now. I actually feel pretty comfortable for JST here now. When they were going to the outpost, I was extremely uncomfortable with no escort, by the way. That made me uncomfortable. But this feels pretty safe to me now. It's a lot of marches. They're sending more and more. I think the window may have closed for 93 to have their breakaway with this thing. Meanwhile, they're holding 3 altars, points per minute. 710 to 240. Ay. I mean, even though 93 didn't get this arc, they're actively making up for it in the points per minute. Now 320 to 560. Okay. Wow. Never a dull moment. I feel like this arc is safe, though. I feel like this arc is safe. Okay. It feels pretty safe to me. Rally in from JST on the Desert Altar. Arc is, getting hit a little bit, but should be fine. Shrine of War. I think the Shrine of War will be okay. I don't think there's enough there to take it. All they need is one more, and JST would have that. Swarm in on the Shrine of Life. Arc has been scored. Wow. Yeah. So JST is realizing, hey, wait a minute. We really need to score every arc that we can. I think that's a great plan. Yeah, I think they need to get on the arc plan. I really think they need to leverage what I would perceive to be their mid-game dominance into more arc carries. That makes a ton of sense. And it's not like they get that many more. There's one more arc up for grabs here. Shrine of Life, flipping hands. Meanwhile, Brawl, kind of in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it's not really at the Shrine of War. This is like not really at the altar. We're just like, yo, we met in the middle and we're duking it out. All right. Yeah, sure. I mean, sometimes it is what it is. You fight where you fight. Over here. Shrine of Life. A little bit of a whoopsie daisies on the captain choice here. I mean, I don't think they can win with these two marches with the number of troops they have, but Double C is not the garrison captain you're looking for. Desert Altar. Couple marches cruising up. Oh my gosh. 93 is unrelenting. 93 takes yet another altar. Wow. Points per minute. 360 to 590. I mean, this is anybody's game. So what happens from here? So we've got one more arc, and I don't think that 93 can get enough points to invalidate the arc. So if 93 cannot get enough points to invalidate the arc, that means that the arc will determine who wins or loses, if I had to guess. And that's the best we've got as guesses. Hera, the garrison captain, doing work, but not looking healthy. A minute away from actually ticking over points, but every time you flip the building, your enemy is not scoring points, and that's super valuable. Meanwhile, 93 unrelenting with an unbelievable amount of pressure on this desert altar. Oh my goodness. 5 minutes till arc. Does 93T know that the arc is in 5 minutes? Because that's, I mean, okay, so what if, okay, chat, so what if 93 realizes they can't win the next arc, so they're just not going to go for it? If they don't go for the arc, and JST full sends on the arc, I suppose it is conceivable that 93 could get enough building advantage to win. I just don't know that they have enough time for that. I mean, they're only up by 1,000 points, and they're not up by enough points per minute. And now 3 altars in the hands of JST. This is pretty tough. Now, granted that JST is in this weird position of holding 3 altars, are they going to get to middle in time? Are they? Here they come. And here they go. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. We're looking all over the map for where the action is. Big swarm on this desert altar. And then there's the mid fight. So if you're 93, I don't know, man. This is a really precarious position. I mean, to me, it feels like 93's been kind of in the driver's seat for so much of this matchup. But the thing is that if you can just put more marches in the middle and then win the mid fight every time, what does JST have to fear? That's really what I find myself asking here is, hey, look, okay, so JST rolls up to middle now. They win the mid fight. They walk the arc home. They call it a day. And they go, wow, that was close, guys, but we got them. So what does 93 do about this? If they don't actually have a stronger middle force here, and they certainly don't have the numbers yet, what do? You engage early? I don't know if this is the answer. I'm not so sure this is the answer. This makes me uncomfortable. 93 bullied the position, though, and they actually got JST to back off. That's pretty advantageous. That worked out. 93 is bullying, but they don't have the numbers here to do this. JST calls the gamble there. No, they backed off. I mean, okay, so if you're JST, and if the last mid fight was any indicator, hey, you think you're stronger in the mid fight. So you just need to chill, accumulate your numbers, win the mid fight, walk the arc home, win the game. All right, that's what you do if you're JST. If you're 93, I guess you got to take some risks. Moving up to this position was a risk, and it actually paid off for 93 with a complete bluff on their numbers, by the way. JST just deeply respecting the 93 possibility in this mid fight, which is so interesting to see because it just feels like the underdog is really shoving around the overdog here. And JST is just respecting it. They're like, yeah, no, we respect that you can hit hard. Now, this is interesting. I do wonder here if JST is kind of baiting them into a favorable position. We've seen 1V do this exact same maneuver to extremely positive effect. There's Heaven's Grace, by the way. I mean, this is it, chat. This is it. With a minute 10 till arc spawn, though, oh my god, if 93 has not created an amazing amount of space between them and the arc. The real question is this mid-fight going to last long enough for that to even matter? I don't know. But you can see the advantage created for JST by virtue of making all these marches, walk all this extra distance to actually even get to the fight. I mean, I think this favors JST that they took it on their side of the map, except that they still got 35 seconds to get to the arc. I think they'll do that, but I'm not sure who's going to win this. It's very hard to say. It's very hard to say who's winning here. The map is red. The map is super red. Is it? I take it back. I guess it's one Shrine of Life. At first, I thought it was more. It's not as red as I thought, chat. Who's winning? I don't know. Arc's in. I think JST's winning. Oh yeah, that's sad. Those sad faces tell the story. That is. Those sad faces are really telling the story here, chat. I don't know if it was correct for 93 to push in like they did. I think that favored JST. I think 93 moved in before they had their numbers, and I think it's costing them this arc. Now, is this intentional? Maybe. Maybe 93's play all along is to say, hey, look, we weaken them, and then we swing back and we take the arc after. I would believe it. I would believe it. We'll see if this works out for them or not. Arc is moving. We've learned nothing. We're taking it to the outpost. Okay. Sure. Let's take it to the outpost. I don't know, man. I mean, every time I see someone go to the outpost, it just freaks me out. Arc is moving. Here we go. Running charge for JST. Yo, they are not fooling around. They're like, get me out of here. I think actually running charge is such a good tech play for JST. I actually really love this play for them. I actually really love the running charge play for JST. That's so good right now. That is 100% the thing they needed. This freaks me the heck out, though. But maybe they figure they have enough time to just score it at the outpost. There is no way that if they scored at the outpost that 93 can get here. That could be true. Hey, new animated emoji. Oh, boy. Emojis for the stream. Hey, look. We got way more escort on this arc. So this could be it. If this carrier caps this arc, it's GG. even the T1s are showing up. Man, I mean, you know it's serious when the T1s are coming. What are they doing? What is a T1 even going to do here? I guess carry the arc? Maybe faster? Maybe? Oh, boy. Here comes 93. Trying to secure this arc, but it's too late. JST is going to dunk this arc. And that is going to secure them the win, I think. JST with 2 arcs. Slamming the arc into the outpost has got to be breathing a sigh of relief. I don't think there's anything 93T can do at this point. The provision score is still very low. I don't think they've got secret provisions going on. Even if they did, could it really be that many? I don't think that's it, chat. I look around here and I do not think there's going to be a provision comeback. Does not look like it was a part of the strat. So this could be a W for JST here. Wow. Unreal. What a game. So now we watch the remaining 3 minutes and just kind of see what happens. You never know. You never know. We'll see. But I feel like JST is in a great spot here. JST is in a great spot here. If you're JST, what could even go wrong? Even points per minute's not going to offset this now. You try to get as many points as you can, but yeah, all right, sure. 350 points per minute. It's not going to make the difference here. There's only 2 minutes left. Not enough time. Does not matter. You have a little bit of fun. Swarm a building here or there. But I mean, if you're a JST, you feel like you got this in a good spot. Of course, remember... Oh, ooh, even JST. Hey, yo, they got some provisioners over here. Let's see how many provision points they get. You ready? Let's just see how much this ticks up. What do you got there, Panda? What do you got? We're at 32,000 points for JST. And they score it. Okay, barely anything. All right, they were like, yo, I'm going to provision. And then they were like, all right, nah, I don't need to do that anymore. Okay. Okay. Well, we were all kind of excited to see what was going to happen, but either those provision points are somehow delayed or they were super inconsequential. Okay, chat, that is a funny comment. The T on 93T is for timing. Okay, I see you. That's funny. Very good. Very good. Wow. Okay. Desert Altar. Hera Captain. Hera YSS. Whew. Man. That leadership gear for that march is just so good. Rally in over here. 30 seconds left in the match. Looking around. The scoreboard. It's close, but not close enough. Not close enough to change things around. But hey, you gotta hand it to 93 for making this an even closer match than they had last time. If 93 is able to continue on that trend, they could be looking to win next week. But if they've peaked on their punch, then JST might just lock up another win and claim themselves as the champion yet again. Congratulations to JST, 32,693 to 29,622. It's a big win to lock in. The first win is a great step toward claiming your title, but they've got to do it one more time. And 93T really seems to not be willing to let the opposing team get those wins if they can help it. So tune in next week for more exciting Ark of Osiris League. You are not going to want to miss it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And we'll be back at 15 UTC for more Ark of Osiris. We'll be doing a triple cast, 3 casters at the same time for the one remaining finals match of the day. Until next time, you have fun, smashing the kingdom, and we'll see you at 15 UTC.